Alright guys, for our class members and whoever else might see this, this is some of the hip series that I got from Patrick Cook that we've been doing some in class. So it starts with the hip hike, something we've always done in intro class, one of my favorite, really easy, do it anywhere you want hip exercises, focused on not leaning over and just raising the opposite hip up, letting it drop down, picking it back up. You should feel mostly this hip working after a while. If you're feeling this low back or this side up here, you're using some of the wrong muscles. This should really be a hip exercise to try to keep this knee straight. Now next we're going to do rotation, trying to keep the hips pretty level, rotating back as far as I can, rotating in as far as I can, trying to keep balance. There's a version for you. Basically any of these we're going to do until we feel fatigue or burning, and then we're going to take a break. Next will be sort of a pelvic anterior and posterior pelvic tilt control. So I'm going to let my back arch, roll my hips forward, and then I'm really going to tuck them under me as much as I can. Tilt back, tilt forward. I'll show you that from this side as well. Rotating the hips, the pelvis forward on the hip, rotating the pelvis back on the hip. Tilt forward, tilt back. And then the grand finale is the hip circles, which ties all of those together. We're coming up, bringing that hip forward, letting it drop down, pulling it back around, coming up, forward, thinking of my left pelvis is making a big old circle, going up, and then down and around. You know, a good number might be 5 one way, but then we want to switch it around. I'm going to go back and down, and then forward and up. You see my left knee trying to come up, but really I'm trying to do this just with the pelvis as much as possible. Really tricky one, takes some practice, but it doesn't take a lot of them before you start feeling a burn.